All right, welcome to the first episode of Enlightened Conversations, and that is what we will have today. I am so excited for our guest. I asked her specifically to be my very first guest, and it is because out of everybody on the planet, I have had more enlightened conversations with her. My name is Noel Strain, and I have noticed all around the world that people that are wanting to make an impact, like our guest today, Jessica Haley, it's just so much fun to have conversations and to bounce ideas off of one another. And there's a saying that two minds creates a third more powerful mind, and that's what we're getting ready to do right here. And so without further ado, I want to introduce someone that I have known since 2010. So at the time of this recording, about 8 years, going on 9 years. Oh my gosh. And so I met her when she was 20 going on 21. So you're not supposed to tell a woman's age, but I will tell her she's 29 at the time of this recording. And we dated for 6 of those years, and really grew together, both spiritually, emotionally, and physically. Probably gained a wrinkle or two, at least on my end, but not on her end. So in the 8+ years that I've known her, together we have built some amazing things together. We have learned about law of attraction. We have become aware of who and what we truly are. We've applied it in our lives, and we've seen some pretty cool results. We've built a couple of really big network marketing businesses, together and also individually. And at one time there was thousands of people, on our team doing over $1 million per month in business, and just even more important to us, just impacting lives of people all over the world, here in this country, in the United States, and in other countries as well. So really cool that I'm having the very first enlightened conversation here on this podcast with Jessica Haley. And I want to introduce you guys to her, someone that I really care about deeply, and just so excited that she could be the first one on here to share with you guys. And so Jessica, if you could just start off by sharing a little bit about who you are, what you do, why you do it, just so we know, so that you're not a complete stranger to the audience. But I will say one more thing about her, just to embarrass her a little bit more. In the time that I normally don't like to edify when people are right here on the broadcast with me, but I think it's more fun this way with her. With some of the things that we've created together, Jessica has gone on to share in front of over 10,000 people on stage, multiple times, and just really has a heart to help people and just loves seeing people win, as I do. And so that's why I wanted her to be the first guest on here on Enlightened Conversations. So without further ado, I want to introduce you guys to Jessica Haley. Jessica, take it away.
Hi guys, I'm super excited to be with you guys today, and thank you again for all of those kind words, Noel. You have me over here blushing, but I definitely want to thank you for all of the growth that we've had together as well. We seriously have had an incredible journey over the last, I can't even believe it's almost been 9 years. But we've really been able to grow in every aspect of our lives and really do incredible things in business together as well. So I'm really excited to be on here with you and share all sorts of fun things that we've kind of learned along our journey, and are continuing to learn every single day, since expansion is inevitable. So I'll
and tell them where you're calling in from too, just to make us all a little bit envious. I'm in Miami Beach, which it's been pretty nice weather here. I have nothing to complain about. But where are you right now, Jessica?
So I'm in Honolulu, Hawaii, and I started my journey in Virginia. So if it's wintertime somewhere where you're at, I was born and raised in Virginia, and I moved to Southern California when I was 19 and spent 6 years there, 4 years in Miami, and then just the last couple months have been in Honolulu, Hawaii. It's been on my bucket list of places to live, and I created a really cool situation where I moved out here, and I'm able to check that off the bucket list. So I'm sorry if you're in a cold climate right now and I'm sitting here in a dress. I apologize in advance, but come visit. You're always welcome.
Rough life Jessica's living out there.
I know. It's a great place to live. The energy on this island is out of control. It's awesome. And the nature is incredible. So it's definitely been a dream, and it's one where I wake up and pinch myself every day. So, but yeah, so a little bit about my background. I am a licensed esthetician. I've been able to build multiple businesses in network marketing, one of which is extremely huge, and I've been able to impact a lot of people, do a lot of speaking. My first company was 21. My company that I'm currently with is 23 years old when I got started, and was able to create a six-figure income in my first year and go on to make multiple six figures and help a lot of other people do the same. So it's been an awesome run, but I haven't had a boss since I was 23 years old. I haven't had a job where I had to go clock in or clock out. It was something that gave me the freedom to travel the world and do things that I never thought in a million years I'd be able to do, pay off debt, give back to family, and so forth. So it's been an incredible run. And now I'm doing a lot of coaching and really helping people attract in all areas of life, health, wealth, love, and happiness. So I'm just living every single day to the fullest, like it's my last, and really, really, loving life and impacting a lot of others on the way. So that's just business. I mean, when I can see a woman go out and attract the relationship of their dreams and the man of their dreams, or, the body of their dreams, by really putting together, a fitness plan, but also being able to really have the mindset that goes along with it, that is everything. I mean, that's 90% right there, is really the mindset, waking up every single day to be able to go create in any aspect of life. But it just lights me up like a Christmas tree when I get to see that transformation in a human being. And it starts with myself. If I can go create the biggest, most abundant life of my dreams with no lid, then I can go help somebody else do the same. So my goal every day is to go live, like I have no lid. There is no real reality. I can create that reality. And, by the story that I'm telling myself and the energy that I have, and that I can go help others do the same. So it just lights me up.
I've always noticed about Jessica that no matter what the vehicle, her heart is to help people. She loves seeing people win, as do I. And, with network marketing being a great vehicle for her as a beginning entrepreneur, at 23, my goodness, who makes six figures, in life. Some people never, but at 23, very few. And so definitely, really, really impressive, her journey. And it all starts because she has such a great energy, as you can already hear, and a heart to help people. So I will cut you off more times. I was about to say I won't cut you off anymore, but that's going to be
Keep
inaccurate.
Cutting me off.
You're
all good.
What's interesting about what Jessica is saying, and having teams of thousands of people, every single person that she's ever met in life, that all of us has ever met in life, and that she's ever worked with, comes to her in a certain place where all of the experiences that they've had up until that point in their life has given them very unique desires and very unique personal preferences. And this is the same for all of us as human beings. And to be able to meet someone where they are and find out what those desires are, what those personal preferences are, and to be able to bridge the gap of maybe not knowing that they can be, do, and have anything, not knowing that they can go out there and create the life of their dreams, and to be able to share with someone, yes, you can do that. And here are some ways that you can do that. Here's how important, your energy is. Here's how law of attraction works. Here's all these things that, she's become aware of, and to be able to share with them and bridge that gap, and then to see them go out there and do it. There's very few things that are probably more fulfilling than to have a human being come into your life, to attract a human being into your life, and to be able to find out what's most important to them, and then go out there and be able to help them accomplish it, whether it be through business or whether it be through relationships or their health or, whatever it might be. That is probably one of the most fulfilling things of being a human being and going out there and helping people. So I love that about Jessica and her heart, just to really see people win, and just the same things she was describing. So did you have some things that you wanted to add to that?
No.
Fantastic. So, question for you, and the question that I always want to know from people, and, if someone only listened to up till this part of the podcast, I want them to listen further, because this is something that I'm going to ask everyone, and I definitely want to ask you and hear your answer to this. Knowing that tomorrow isn't promised for any of us, and this moment is the only one that is truly guaranteed, and then this moment and this moment, if today was your last, which we know you're going to live tons more life, if today was your last, though, out of everything that you've become aware of up until now in your life, what is it that you would want to share with another human being that could go out there and impact their lives, that they could take and say, wow, I'm so happy Jessica shared that on this Enlightened Conversation podcast. I'm so happy that she shared that, and now my life can actually go to the next level. It can be greatly impacted because of this information. What is it that you just really would love for anyone to know that you've become aware of so far in your life?
Well, if that's not the most loaded question that anyone has ever asked me. Well, I'll first off say, well, if this was my last day, then I'm just going to actually take that, just that for 1 second and just piggyback off of if this was your last day. So would you be thinking about the things that you're thinking about? Would you be worried about the things that you're worried about? If this was your last day,
No.
what would,
Oh, you weren't
yes.
asking me.
Oh, no.
I had to answer for,
Everybody
I had to
that's
ask
on here.
answers for everyone. I answer for all of you guys. You're
So,
welcome.
so, so that's a big one, guys. Like that's the question that you should ask yourself on a regular. If you're in a state of, fear, doubt, or worry, or something heavy is going on in your life, and you're like, well, if this was your last day on earth, would any of that even matter? Would you be focused on that? Would you be spending time on that? That question, just in general, I mean, he asked it more in a way of, if it was your last day, would you want to leave? As far as nuggets are concerned, but I want to take that question and really spin that and really have you guys ask yourself that as well. If this was your last day on earth, would you be living it, doing the things that you're doing right now, or focus on the things that you're focused on right now? Because that will put in perspective your entire life for you, because we spend so much time focused and scared and worried and thinking about the past or the future, that we're missing the present moment, and no day is promised to us. So this could be our last. And if it was our last, then live it up to the absolute fullest. So that's my first thing that I want to share. The second thing, if I had to leave one major nugget, it would be you create your own reality with the energy that you are putting out, with the return to sender on it at all times. So what I mean by that, we all know what a return to sender is, right? So you send something out and it comes right back. So whatever you put out comes back. Whatever you focus on grows. It's all the same basic concept that we've heard a million times. But if you really, really focus on the energy that you have in the current moment, and you know that there's a return to sender on that energy with people, situations, and circumstances in your life constantly, then you're going to probably check your energy before you walk out of the door, and before you talk to your kids, or before you go to work, or before you do the things that you're doing in your life. Because if you have horrible energy and you know that there's a return to sender coming back at all times, you're probably going to shift that energy so you're not constantly being hit with that same energy over and over and over again that's not so positive. So for me, my goal every single day is to get in the green zone. And Noella will share a chart with you guys right now. But the green zone is a chart that Noelle and I created that really puts things in perspective as far as the energy that you're putting out. So, and I'll have him throw up this video, or throw up this picture of this chart right now as well. But this chart, basically at the top of the chart is a green area. Then the middle of the chart is a yellow area, and then the bottom of the chart is a red area. The top area that's green is really a high vibe state. So you're talking about, happy, excited, optimistic, passionate, in love, all of the, positive, different, it's a high vibe state, guys. I mean, we know when we feel really, really, really good, that's the green zone. You go into that yellow, that's where you're kind of getting into more of a state of, content, boredom. You can go up from yellow and be in the green quick, or you can go down from yellow and want to kind of slow down because you're going into the red, and the red is not good. I mean, the red, I'm not saying it's like a bad place, because really when we get into the red, we're getting a lot of clarity on our life, because that contrast is producing a lot of that clarity. But when you get into that red zone, you're probably return to centering on your energy, not the best people, situations, and circumstances. It's probably when you get on the road and you have a lot of road rage, and everybody around you's got road rage, and you're like, why does everybody keep cutting me off? Or why did I just spill my coffee on myself? You're probably in that when it rains, it pours. Somebody in the red zone definitely created that. When it rains, it pours. But I like to think when it rains, it pours, it's in a positive state. So you can rain and pour awesome, incredible things in the green zone, and have like situations and circumstances and people just line up easily and effortlessly in the flow. And you're like, boom, 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 synchronicity, 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 and everything is flowing in such a beautiful way. So when it rains and pours, it doesn't have to be a bad thing, but I definitely think that people really kind of go there when they think of that. That's the red zone, guys. That's a lot of times people really like, they build momentum in that direction, and they have a lot of things hit them right back to back. But I want you guys to really just pay attention to the energy that you're putting out, because that's coming right back with that return to sender, along with the story that you're telling yourself. So these two things go hand in hand. So the story you're telling yourself on a regular is what you're experiencing. Because if you say something in your head over and over and over and over again, that thought is gonna now turn into a belief, and that belief is what's creating your experience. So if you focus on your energy and the thoughts that you're thinking, which end up being the things that are flying out of your mouth, which ends up turning into the actions that you're living in your life, it all stems right back from that state of being in your thought process, and you're really kind of living this experience by whatever you're putting out. It's coming back. So one, change the story you're telling yourself if you don't like the story, or you don't want it to come true. Two, check your energy when you walk into the door. My goal every day is to get in the green zone, do life second. Get in the green zone, walk out of my house second. Get in the green zone, go do my business second. Get in the green zone, go talk to my family and friends second. I don't really want to talk. I'm not getting really, my perspective in the green is so unlimited. Its possibilities are endless. Now I go into the yellow and it gets a little bit, more narrow, and it's, not, possibilities aren't endless. There's possibilities, but they're not endless. And then I get into the red and I'm just like, oh, I'm possibilities aren't even existent in that state. You're really not seeing, your perception of reality is extremely small, and you don't really see out very easily. So in that state, my goal is to focus on anything else, do whatever I have to do to change my state, whether it be changing my actual state of being, which is jumping up and down, dancing, going and doing anything else, or just 100% changing my focus on my attention and what I'm focused on in the moment. I've been known to be in a bad place, and then I'll pop open a funny video and watch it, and then it's like, boom, I'm laughing now, so I'm moving up that energy scale. But to rein it on in, guys, when you wake up in the morning, you have a blank slate every single day, and you can choose to visualize in the morning. You can choose to pick the energy state that you want to be in. So when you wake up first thing in the morning, that's the state where you really and truly, if you close your eyes and you feel the feelings of having what you want in your life right now, and you can trick your brain, because your brain doesn't know the difference between the visualizing something and actually living something out. But if you can close your eyes first thing when you wake up in the morning, you can meditate, you can clear your mind, and you can visualize what you really, really want to create in that day or in your life in general. And you can feel the feelings emotionally, and you can actually feel that, whether it be feel that relationship that means so much to you, or feel that excitement in your business and that momentum in your business that you really, really desire. Whatever those things are for you guys, if you can close your eyes, you can feel those feelings first thing in the morning, you can wake up and open up your eyes and go live out that day. Like, those things are already there. Those things have already been happening, and they're already created, and you have them now. And then you check your energy throughout the day, because this is a moment by moment process. This is not something that you're just going to like stay in the green all day long. You're probably going to have some things hit you during the day, but you choose to look at those situations not as if they're hitting you, but as if it's just little things popping in, and you have to stay steady in your vibration, steady in your energy state, and really know that those things are there to serve you at all times. Things aren't happening like to you, they're happening really for you, and because of the energy that you're putting out. So if you can constantly check that energy and know that your return to senders in that good place, then you're constantly going to have those incredible synchronicities keep popping throughout your day. So that's a really long-winded answer to a very short question, but it was fully loaded. So I just kind of went in a lot of different directions, but I would say, number one, get in the green zone, do everything else second. Really check your energy throughout the day with a green zone chart that Noelle is going to show you. And then make sure the story that you're telling yourself is one that you actually want to come true, and make sure that you get into an energy state on a regular basis of feeling the feelings now of the things that you truly desire. And then above all else, guys, if today was your last, what would you do? How would you live? What would you be like? What energy would you have? If it was your last day on earth, just go live it up, enjoy yourself, and 100%, don't focus on past or future, because all you have is now. So I'm going to leave that question right there, because I'm going to keep running my mouth if I don't.
That's perfect. That's exactly what I wanted. You pour out everything that you want to pour out. I'm probably going to say some things now that'll make you want to pour out more, which is my intention. And here's the thing that I really want to point out when it comes to everything that Jessica just shared. We're all humans, and we all are going to spend time. And I'll post the Green Zone chart for those of you guys listening to the podcast in the show notes. For those of you guys watching on YouTube, you've already seen it multiple times as I posted it here. But it's not about us being perfect, because none of us are that. It's about us being aware, because before we become aware of anything, we don't even have the power of choice. Awareness gives us the choice to actually make a change. And so when we're aware of our energy, then we can choose, do I like feeling crappy? Do I like feeling frustrated? Do I like feeling worried? Because when you're feeling frustrated, when you're feeling worried, when you're feeling mad, when you're feeling angry, what type of thoughts are you receiving in those moments? You can only receive worried, frustrated, angry thoughts. They're an exact match to whatever it is that is your state of being, which that's what we're talking about here, your energy, your state of being. Same thing is true when you're joyful, when you're happy. You'll receive happy, joyful thoughts. You'll notice yourself being around happy, joyful people. Your circumstances will be happy and joyful. Life will give you more evidence of whatever your state of being is. Everything that you see outside of you is just a mirror to whatever it is that your state of being, whatever it is, your energy. And so it's very easy to see why our life is going the way it is just a reflection of how we're being. And it's moment by moment. Like Jessica said, it's not something where I can say, yeah, I'm in the green zone all day, every day. It's not the point of that. There's nothing that we would go out there and create if life was all, roses and berries all day long. The contrast, the things that are a little bit challenging in our life up until this point is the whole reason that we desire the things that we desire, the reason that we want the things that we want, because of all the experiences that we've had of things that we may have not liked so much. You wouldn't know how much you enjoy a sunny day like Jessica's experience in Hawaii today if you hadn't been through some cold, rainy day. And there's some others that they long for the cold, rainy days because they love being in that. So we're all different. There's 7.6 billion of us on the planet, and all of us have had unique life experiences up until this point, and that's developed unique desires for us, unique personal preferences. And for all of us, the key is to just know that we're as clear as we've ever been up until now in our life today because of all those experiences, and we have a choice. We can either choose to focus on the things that we're excited about, that we desire. Maybe this moment might not be the best moment in life that you've ever had, but we still have a choice to make it glass half empty, glass half full. We still have a choice, like Jessica said. If today was your last, no matter what you're doing, even if you were, at work or whatever it was, you might say, I wouldn't be working on my last day. But say today you are at work, you still have a choice in as far as to make this day as good of a day as you can possibly make it. Focus on maybe that one coworker that you have that always makes you laugh and crack up, and just be appreciative that you have a job, that you have an income stream coming in. Anything that you can find to appreciate about whatever subject we're focusing on is going to allow us to feel as good as we can possibly feel in that moment. Or if not, if we can't find anything to appreciate, our other option, if we want to stay in that green zone, we want to feel good, is to switch the subject, to focus on something totally different. I don't care if you have to go on YouTube and watch a funny cat video doing like flips and, going and poking that little ball. It doesn't matter. Whatever it is that you need to do or to think about, if you need to pull up a picture of your family on your phone and smile for a second, that's going to at least bump your energy up just a little bit, if that's your intention to feel good. And like Jessica said, our intention has definitely become to get in that green zone first and live life second, because we want to receive those happy thoughts. We want to have those happy experiences surrounding us. We want to have those synchronicities, those things that we could never predict coming into our life all day, every day. And that's only going to happen when you're in that green zone. There's always going to be cool stuff happening, in our lives, but the only time that you can see it, the only time that you can receive it, the only time that you're going to enjoy it is if you can be in those energy states that are a match to that. If you ask yourself, how will you feel if anything that you desire in your life right now, whether it be a relationship, whether it be a business, whether it be a health goal, whatever it is, how will you feel if that was to manifest right now? You feel great, right? You feel somewhere in one of those energies in that green zone. And these are just words. So you could be words that aren't on this chart. You could be blissful. You could be euphoric. You could be, we're unlimited as human beings. So it's just language. But and the opposite is also true. Powerless and depressed is kind of the bottom of the chart in that red zone. You could also be words that are way down there. We pick up momentum. Energy always picks up momentum. As long as you focus on it, it's just going to pick up more and more momentum. And this could be to our benefit or also to our detriment. So the key is, again, we're all human. We're all here. All we have is this moment. All we have is now. And so we can ask ourselves, if we want this moment to be the best moment that it could be, maybe not the best moment we've ever had, but if we want it to be the best moment that we can be, either find something to appreciate about it or find something else totally to focus on. And life will continue to unfold for all of us in ways that will surprise and delight us, always in perfect timing. Everything that's amazing that's ever happened in any of our lives, ask yourself, could you have predicted all of the steps that led up to whatever that amazing manifestation was. The answer for all of us is probably no, I couldn't have predicted really much of any of it, because it's typically always a surprise. It's typically always a synchronicity. And that's how life will always be for all of us. So Jessica, anything that you want to add? You're supposed to be the guest, and I'm here running my mouth, which this is episode 1, but you guys probably see that as a, because I get inspired as well as she does. So would you like to add anything to that?
I would like to add inspired versus motivated. So something that I also really try to live by is taking action out of inspired place versus a motivated place, because I truly believe that when there's more of like a motive. So I'll give you an example. So say you want to create this incredible dream house. So instead of, and maybe this is just a business example, and I can apply this, I can run this play in all sorts of different areas of your life, but say you want to create this dream house, and you're looking at your business numbers, and maybe they're not where you want them to be. Don't necessarily look at your business numbers, see them down, and then go take action for your dream house in that state. I would rather you close your eyes, visualize being in that dream home, walking around that dream home, walking out in the patio of that dream home, feeling the sun hitting your face, hearing your kids running around, playing behind you, and taking it all in, maybe having a glass of wine in your hand, knowing that you just had the best day in your business, and really come from that energy, like feel the feeling of what that would feel like, and then go do your business from there, or go do whatever you need to do from there. But don't come from the state of lack and then take a motive, because motive is more from not having something. It's very short-lived. You're not going to really get the biggest bang for your buck. If you come from an inspired place where you just finished visualizing, you felt the feelings of already having that now, and then you go act out of that energy state, it's inspired. That's going to last way longer. People are going to feel that, and you're going to be able to go create from a whole different space. So motivated versus inspired is something that I really try to live by as well. You don't really go get on the scale in the bathroom and not see the weight that you want, and then go to the gym and not like, oh, I'm not where I want to be placed. You go after you look through all, maybe you have a dream board, or like an album in your phone of all the dream bodies that you want, and you get really, really excited, and you already feel the feeling of fitting into those clothes, and to feeling that fit feeling, that healthy feeling. And then you're like, you know what, I'm going to go work out at the gym right now. So there's a different state of energy from motivated versus inspired. And there's one that'll really get you 10 times further. And you'll feel the shift in energy, because it's not coming from a lack. It's coming from true inspiration from within. So that's something that I definitely wanted to just share, because I've seen such a shift in my life by really asking myself, where is this action coming from? And when it's coming from inspired, it's so much more fun living life when it's coming from more of a motivated place than it's really trying to fix something or shift. It's like more of me moving matter in my life versus actually coming from that inspired place where things just flow and happen very effortlessly. So I wanted to add that in. The other thing that I want to piggyback. Okay, go ahead and piggyback.
Definitely want to piggyback off that. So, and here's something that's going to be really, really impactful to somebody listening to this. And they say the number one fear for us as human beings is public speaking. And just piggybacking off what Jessica said with inspired versus motivated action, the biggest fear of public speaking is probably because someone's like, well, what are they going to think of this? Or, is this going to be good? Am I going to say the right things? Am I going to have the words to say? Those are all worried. So if you're worried, the only thoughts that your brain can receive and give your mouth to speak are worried thoughts. Nobody in the audience is going to receive that. So if you're going to make a business call, or if you're going to call a relative, you have an important conversation to make, whatever it is, if you're receiving worried thoughts, the words that are coming out of your mouth are not going to be the most impactful. It's not going to make the imprint that you want on that conversation, on that business, on that whatever it is. The opposite is also true though. So if you do what Jessica says, if you feel the energy now of what it'll feel like to be that success in business, or to have that loving relationship with a family member or a significant other, and you feel that feeling, that energy, that love, that passion, that joy, that happiness, the only thoughts that you're receiving in those moments are from that place. And so the words that you're speaking can only be those thoughts coming out of your mouth, and it'll always be the right thing to say, perfect timing. The other person that, if they're joining you in that energy, and that's another thing, the people that we're speaking to and the people that are around us, they only have two choices when it comes to us bringing our powerful green zone energy to a conversation or to an interaction with another human being. They have two choices. They can either join you in that green zone energy, or they don't want to be around you, because that energy, if they're living their life in a less than a green zone state in that moment, you ever had those times where someone's like, oh, what are you so happy about? And they just want to get away. That's why they've chosen in those moments not to join you in that energy. And you have other moments where someone will say, I'm so happy that you came in here today. Like, I needed this pick me up, because they just latched onto your energy and you pulled them up to where you are. It's going to be one or the other. All that you can control, all that we can control is the energy that we bring to every situation. But just knowing that those inspired thoughts are only going to come from that green zone energy, from that place of really feeling what it's like to go out there and have whatever it is that you want to manifest in any area of life this applies to. And you can just go out there and you can live your life from there. You'll say the right things. You'll do the right things. I mean, when we're coming with right and wrong, that's all perspective. I'm not saying this is right, this is wrong. I'm saying if you want to have the manifestations that any of us want to have, the key is just to think about, again, how we'll feel when those manifestations are happening and feeling as if they're happening right now. What will feel amazing is a simple way to put any of that. And so if you can live your life now in that amazing feeling energy, then you're going to receive the thoughts that you need to have to take the amazing action that you need to take to have the amazing results that you want to have. And then sooner than later, you're going to see the manifestation in the way that you can never predict. All the steps leading from where you are now to where you want to be, you won't be able to predict those. Stay off the details, because details typically just make us anxious and worried. But just keep your mind on the desire and feeling what it'll feel like to have it now, and live your life from that energy, and you can be, do, and have, all of us can, anything. And so probably every answer that Jessica says, I'm going to have some other things that I want to share too, because she's inspiring me, and that will probably be the case with every guest that I have on here too. So I appreciate you for sharing that. That is really an important one, inspired versus motivated action. I love that.
I really just want to share that we're human, guys, and we're going to have moments where we feel great and we don't feel great. We're going to have moments where we get hit with contrast, and we're going to have moments that things happen in our lives. But I really, more than anything, just want you to know that if you can feel appreciation and gratitude, no matter what circumstance is happening around you, and you can find the positive, the silver lining, as you've probably heard, for what's happening, then you're going to get through these situations, and you're going to actually see the lessons and the growth that are actually there to actually serve you. So for instance, if you're going through a breakup or you're going through something challenging in your life, I'm not sitting here saying that everything has to be airy fairy and fluffy all the time. I'm just saying that you can find the different things. You can choose love or fear at any moment in time. And my goal would be to choose love in every situation, because I know that the outcome is going to be, it's going to feel 10 times better. And I'm going to attract from that state versus a fearful state, which is only going to bring more and more fearful things into my experience. So, but I want to accentuate that we are human. And so you can go through red zone, yellow zone, green zone, red zone, yellow zone, green zone, all throughout the day. I mean, it can be a roller coaster, but the goal would be to get into the green and be in the green as much as humanly possible during the day. And when you get into the red, my goal is to take the contrast that I'm experiencing, and it's not bad. Like, something's hitting me and, happening in my experience that I'm not that excited about. And guys, I'm talking about like the simplest little thing. I mean, you can literally have your bag not show up at the airport, and you have no idea why that bag is not showing up at the airport. You can, number one, react and say, oh, of course, American Airlines doesn't have my bag show up. You can get angry and miserable in that.
Using you as an example.
I'm sorry, American Airlines. Yeah, it was just an example. So you can get mad at American Airlines, or you can say, you know what? Who knows? Maybe my bag didn't show up because I'm supposed to meet this person, or this is supposed to happen, or the timing is supposed to be this way. Guys, you don't know what's happening around you. There's cooperative components moving you in places and moving situations around you that you don't even realize. So you have to just be in a state of go with the flow. Roll with the punches, enjoy the situations that are happening. Now, if there's different health challenges that are going on that may seem a little bit heavier, then focus on the positive aspects of those moments. And I can't sit here and say that there's not going to be days that you don't feel a certain way, because that's challenging. I'm not perfect. You're not perfect. We're all human. But I really, really, if you can find those things and hold on to those things that in that moment, maybe you're having progress, focus on that progress instead of focusing on, oh, well, it's only happening, you know, I'm having a good day, but tomorrow will probably be bad. If you can stay in that, focusing on what's working, focusing on that feeling good that day in some way, shape, or form, then you're going to continue to feel better and better and better. It's all momentum, guys. But what I want to share big time is that because we're human, I have a couple of checklists that I do on a daily basis. And this is something that I've been recently doing a lot, is checking the box of mind, body, soul. Because if I'm not feeding me first, then it's very challenging for me to feed another human being or anybody around me. And I want to be a great addition to society on a regular basis. And I also want to just be the best version of myself. And that's for the people in my life, the people in my business, the people in my family. So if you haven't really turned and fed yourself first, don't expect to go feed the world or feed, you know, the people around you and show up as the best version. And if you don't show up as the best version, just know that you're going to be hit with a lot of mirrors in your life of different people, situations, and circumstances where you're seeing a lot of reflection of what's going on within. So I personally, I check the box of mind, body, and soul. So for mind, I feed myself as much positivity as I possibly can when it comes to good content, or whether it's 15 minutes of a good audio, 10 pages of a good book. I have some favorites that really just lift me up, lift my spirits very, very easily. And it's just you walk out into the world and you can get hit with all sorts of stuff on the news, on the radio, all this stuff. I try not to listen to a lot of it because it's really never, you don't really hear the most positive stuff on TV or on the radio these days. So I typically turn to driving and listening to audios, or getting ready in the morning and listening to a good YouTube video or a good podcast, or reading a good book or Audible. I really, really focus on feeding my mind as much as possible, because if I'm feeding my mind, then I'm constantly growing. Again, mind, body, soul. So I go to the gym on a regular basis as well, because if I'm moving my body, that's taking stagnant energy and it's moving the resistance out of my body. I feel better about myself. I'm more confident. I'm moving my body around and I'm seeing the results. I'm feeling better in my clothes. I'm feeling better with my health. I'm able to go on a hike and not, be exhausted. I really want to be, the grandmother one day that's running around with her grandkids and still able to do the same stuff. So moving my body is a really, really big one for me, because it's changing my energy state constantly. But it's keeping me in my healthiest state, which is not challenging me and my vibration a little bit more. So mind, body, soul. Soul would be more of my visualization and meditation. So I'm really keeping those things at the forefront of my mind. I'm clearing my mind and then keeping the things that I desire at the forefront of my mind when it comes to visualizing. So if I'm checking those three boxes on a daily basis, I'm showing up in the world as the best version of Jessica Haley, which is only going to attract the best version of these people I'm interacting with. And it's also allowing me to really give what I'm meant to give. So ask yourself, are you showing up as the best wife, as the best mother, daughter, sister, family member, business partner? Are you showing up as the best version? And if you're not, then it's super simple. Check off mind, body, soul checklist, and you're going to be able to show up as a better version of yourself. And that's a slight edge of getting better and better and better every single day. Now, when it comes to the things that you desire, like Noelle was saying, the who, what, when, where, why, how doesn't matter. The fun part about this life experience is that you don't have to know all of the details. The details are going to start showing themselves to you as time goes on. If you keep what you really desire at the forefront of your mind and start feeling the feelings of having that now, you're going to be a magnet to those things. So all the details, I have my to-do list, my just to-do list, and I have my universe to-do list. All the details, I can do what I can do from where I'm at with what I have. But when you go to that universe to-do list, all the things that I don't know all the details on, that's what's going on that to-do list. And once it's on the to-do list for the universe, I'm letting that to-do list go, and that's not my job anymore. All it is my job to get in the green zone, keep those things at the forefront of my mind, appreciate all of my life experience that's happening around me, and really become the best version of myself. So
that's really good. Say that again.
I don't know if I can say it again, but
the to-do list part. That's really good. If you weren't paying attention, pay attention now. That's good.
So I have my just to-do list and I have my universe to-do list. So my just to-do list is really and truly, if I need an oil change, go get an oil change. If I can do my mind, body, soul checklist, do my mind, body, soul checklist. I'm putting the things on there that I can do from where I'm at with what I have. And that's all I can do, because it's all I can do. All you can do is all you can do, and all you can do is always enough. Now, if you go to your universe to-do list, then your universe to-do list is everything else that you don't know all the details of. Now, you may be able to feel the feeling place, like I can feel the feeling place of this incredible relationship that I desire, or this incredible business that I desire, but I may not know all the details of that business or who I'm going to be working with or all the different details of what things are going to look like. Maybe you're looking for the dream home and you know what it feels like to be sitting in that living room, but you don't know all the details of what street it's going to be on, what color the house is going to be. You don't know all the details of that yet. So that's not your job. Throw all of that on the to-do list for the universe. A new relationship, new house, incredible business or incredible business partners, whatever you need, throw that on the to-do list on the universe to-do list if you don't know those details. Now, the second that you write on that,
I know for a fact when Jess says universe, it could be anything that you believe. You could be God, be
universe.
Love,
that's just power,
exactly. It could be energy. It could be
divine energy, whatever you believe in, guys. 100%, 100%. That's just my encapsulating all is universe to me. But it just fill in the blank on whatever you believe in. Now, I throw that on that to-do list, God to-do list, universe to-do list. I throw that on that to-do list. And once it's there, it's now been blessed and released. It's not my job. And now it's my job to go back to that just to-do list and to do what I can from where I'm at with what I have and to be the best version of me in the best energy state as humanly possible, keeping those things at the forefront of my mind and being in a present moment state. Because that's where I'm going to see the synchronicities. That's where I'm going to see the unfolding. I don't know if you've ever had an experience where you literally look back and you're like, oh my gosh, if that wouldn't have happened and this wouldn't happen and that wouldn't happen and that wouldn't happen and then I wouldn't be sitting here today with these people in that situation. And it doesn't make sense why certain things are happening in the moment. But then you look back on it 3 months down the road and you're like, oh, holy cow, all of that lined up just the way it was supposed to line up. And guys, I visualized the house that I'm living in Honolulu, Hawaii, for almost a year before it showed up. Now, it's not going to necessarily all happen overnight, but guess what? It's going to happen in the perfect timing that it's supposed to happen because there's other things cooperative components happening that you don't see. They're also aligning things that are happening in other aspects of your life. So I visualized a relationship. I visualized a house. I visualized all these different things, and they showed up in some of the craziest ways that you guys never in a million years would have ever believed. But I will tell you this.
Just to come back on and share all these synchronicities in a future episode. Comment.
I totally will. I have story after story after story after story. Part 2 coming. But what happened when they all showed up? There was one common denominator. I had 100% surrendered and let go completely. That's when they showed up because it wasn't me trying to make it happen anymore. It wasn't me trying to move matter and force things to happen in the way that I thought that they were going to happen because things happened in ways that I never in a million years would have been able to know. And they happened more beautifully than I could have ever expected because they're not, it wasn't me being attached to all the details of the who, what, when, where, why, how. It was me surrendering to letting go and knowing that everything is going to unfold just the way it's supposed to. And all I can do is right now focus on my to-do list and doing what I can from where I'm at with what I have with the best energy possible, being in the present moment, focusing on the desires that I have and feeling the feeling of having them right now in my experience. But knowing that all the details are going to unfold in the most beautiful, easy, and effortless way. And I'm just going to enjoy the journey and the process of the unfolding right in front of my eyes. So that I'm going to leave it with that. Noelle, if you have anything you want to piggyback or ask after that, I think I've wrapped it up.
I love that. No, you definitely wrapped it all up, and I'm so happy that you shared all of that. And the really one of the last things that I want to share for everybody is the coolest part of life for me is that all we do have is this moment, and the same thing that's going to attract everything that we want to be, do, and have to us, which is enjoying this moment as much as we possibly can. Again, maybe it might not be our most favorite moment that we've ever had ever in our whole lives, period. However, we still have the choice to enjoy this moment as much as we can. And since that's all we have, and that's exactly what's going to attract to us what we want anyways, that's all we really have to focus on is, do you want to be the best mom or dad that you can possibly be? Then how am I being in this moment? What's my state of being? What's my energy like now? And if my energy is in that green zone, if I'm feeling good, if I'm feeling happy, if I'm feeling appreciative, if I'm feeling love, then right now in this moment, I'm being the best dad, the best mother, the best sister, the best brother, the best coworker, the best whoever that I can possibly be. And at the same time, I'm a magnet to everything that I want to be, do, and have, because when those things manifest, and it could be as soon as right now for any of those things, when those things manifest, I'm going to feel amazing. I'm going to feel great. I'm going to feel love. I'm going to feel passionate. And so if I want those things to attract to me quickly, I need to feel that right now. And at the same time, that's all we have is right now. So it makes life
okay. I have something else.
very, very simple. So I knew that you would. We're going to give Jessica the last word. So
oh my gosh. I do want to say, now that I just said that it took me a year to attract this incredible house, there was a reason that it took me a year, because I was supposed to meet certain people in the same location that I was at prior in Miami, for things to unfold in the way that they did, and for business to happen in the way business happened. There was a lot of things that prolonged it for a reason, but I want to tell you that things can happen immediately too. Like instantly. Like I've had days where I literally get into an incredible state, and when it comes to just the front row parking spot, like the perfect people that I'm meeting in my business at the post office, down to literally I'll get a random check in the mail that I didn't even know that was coming. I mean, things will happen in the flow, like right now, immediately. And there's also larger things in your experience that they seem large and far away, but the further away that they feel, the longer that it'll take to get here. Just know that if it feels far away, then it's going to be far away. If it feels like it's happening now and it's closer, then it's going to happen sooner. You're magnetizing based on your energy. So just keep that in mind. But I will tell you that there's things that you can't give up on that you think are taking too long, because there's other things at work. And you just have to trust the process and enjoy the process, because there's things happening that you just can't see yet. And you may be fulfilling 3 or 4 other areas of life before you end up getting this other thing, because it needed to happen in those types of ways. So again, Synchronicity Stories Part 2 coming soon. I promise I'll share all those details, because it'll make a lot more sense with an example, but I know we've really run our mouths a lot on this one, so I'm going to wrap it up. But I just want you to know that you can attract instantly what you desire, and you can also just know that if it's taking a little bit longer, do not give up. It's coming, I promise you, in the most beautiful way. Easy and effortless. It's going to surprise and delight you. You're going to be like, if this hadn't happened and that wouldn't have happened and this all lined up just the way it was supposed to. So seriously, enjoy the moment, enjoy the day, live like it's your last. And I love all of you guys. You guys can create the reality of your dreams. I promise you. So sending tons of love and light your way. Mwah! Signing off.
I love it. Thank you so much for being on the inaugural episode of Enlightened Conversations. We will put all of Jessica's information here in the comments and the show notes. And also for those of you who's watching on YouTube, all of her information, definitely follow her on Instagram and Facebook, and be a part of her journey and everything that she's doing, because like all of us, she is constantly evolving, and a year will pass and the things that we see currently in our life, we won't even recognize, like, wow, all this happened. And even if it feels like it's not happening as fast as we might like Jessica said, things are always unfolding in the way that they need to, so that we can have all the things that we want to be doing, have come into our life in that perfect timing, in ways that will surprise us and be so much fun for us. So we'll definitely have her on for another episode in the future. If you'd like to be on and have an enlightened conversation with me, message me on Instagram. I'll put that information on there as well. Whether it's you're someone that's impacting human beings and you're already doing this, no matter what it is, no matter in what shape or form you're doing, would love to have a conversation with you. Or if you're someone that just wants to know, how can I attract a relationship? How can I attract health? How can I attract the finances? I love having those conversations. You'll see those as a part of this podcast as well. And so I love seeing people win. Jessica loves seeing people win. We will see you really, really soon. Thanks for tuning in. Share this with someone that you love and care about, so that they can be impacted as well. Until next time, another enlightened conversation. Have an amazing day. We'll talk to you guys really soon.
Aloha.